Hey guys! So today's topic is actually one that organically developed over the last few days. So last week's episode of the Trash Taste, they got to talk about gotcha games again, and there was this very interesting thing how they split into two teams, and Connor was all like, "I don't get it. It's such a there's no skill, there's no nothing, no waste of time." And but even he mentioned that there was one that he was kind of okayish with, and Joey and Gaunt were both like, "Yeah, it's how we like it. It's its own kind of skill of getting good at and whatnot." And uh, and how they described it, and as somebody who, as wrong as this sounds, kind of enjoys grindy gameplay. Um, I kind of was my curiosity was kind of piqued, and I kind of downloaded a game which I dare to say probably falls into the category of Godra games, namely the infamous, or I guess, I is it infamous? I don't know. Hero Wars. And you might probably be more familiar with it looking like this, like those super not intrusive advertisements which demonstrate the show this hero being murdered by an hyper incompetent player, and to this aggravating point where you're like, I have to show them how to do this puzzle properly. Like, this advertisement that works on insulting the viewer's intelligence in order to trigger them to to fall for it. And the first thing I want to point out about this game, and I'm not the first one. The funny thing is, if you Google Hero Wars and video search on it or whatever, the first thing by just Googling the title is that people compare it between the advertisement, which is those puzzle games, and the actual gameplay, which looks more like this. The puzzles are in the game, so it's not completely false advertisement, but it is not a puzzle game, not by far. Those and the puzzles don't really get complicated. It's basically the level of difficulty you see in those advertisements. So yeah, this was my first point, but I have the feeling that more than enough people already talked about that the advertisement is, if not completely false, kind of misleading. But I also wanted to talk about a few other aspects. As I said, they talked about it last week, so I watched it over the weekend, and so for the last few days, I played a little bit of Hero Wars. I'm not sure what it meant. I played to level 30. Um, as you would expect with this kind of three to play games, they are first of all, they have this very generous start where you get showered with everything, and you get one victory after another, and there are no challenges, and it doesn't really become challenging. They really, this is to say something positive about the game. They got the formula with the dopamine rush down. They have this where a battle takes, especially in the beginning, less than 10 seconds, and a level is three consecutive battles, and so a level is 30 seconds. You have basically no gameplay. It's amazing. So those characters you see here, they just walk from left to right, and they just attack automatically. So you don't do a lot. They have special attacks. They slowly charge that you then can unleash. But if this is still too much effort, you see this little auto button down here. You can turn this on, and then they will just release their special attacks whenever they are charged. And there is there is literally no engaging gameplay. It's on a certain level amazing. It's amazing shit, but it's still amazing. And just to give you an idea, how there is literally no gameplay in there. I played this game the other day while doing the laundry. Like, laundry was done. I opened the washing machine. I put my phone with the game running on the laundry machine, and so all I did was every 30 seconds sending them into another level while I continued hanging up the laundry. Level was one uh, without any contribution of mine. I just had to send them back out again after that. And so yeah, that was the gameplay. That is the gameplay loop. Sadly enough, it still comes with, as I mentioned before, the dopamine, because you have those little victories. You always get something for each run. But it's also a complete grind fest, because to level up your heroes, you need to get the gear. For the gear, you need to repeat those runs. And when you have them all their equipment, you click a promote button, they get a new color, and you have new gears you need to grind. And there is all the gameplay is literally what you see here. There is and the puzzles. I don't know, every few hours you get one of those puzzles if you play the campaign mode. I have played it now for 3 or 4 days, and I dare to say I've probably seen more or less everything that's there you can get without paying money. And I'm not even sure if paying money gives you truly a lot more, because as you would expect from this kind of free to play game, you keep running into all those artificial hurdles where you have like 3 different resources and 10 different currencies, and you can collect them at different points, but the points are all sending your heroes out to do this automated battle. There's even so little immersion, so little brain to it. So you have the campaign thing where you actually can send out your heroes for multiple hours, but you can use the same heroes who are currently on a campaign still in the on a quest. You can still use them in the campaign mode. You can still use the same heroes in the arena. You can fight up a tower, but all the fights always this, and you. The closest thing that I would say it's maybe gets to is some kind of a managing game, because you certainly don't RPG in this game at all. By putting your team together and sending it out, but it also all boils down to numbers. You do all the skills of a hero just get accumulated into a singular strength number. All the heroes in the team then accumulate to the team strengths, and then whenever you go into a battle or an arena or whatever, it tells you like what the team strength is you fight against. I guess if you really want to get deep into it, you can probably find some kind of curious meta game, how certain heroes work super great with other heroes, and their abilities combined actually are worth shit for a change. But mostly it isn't. It's not a game. It's a grind. It's busyness. There is you keep collecting those heroes. You keep leveling them up. It gives you the. I will admit, the moment I picked it up and I played it, it has a yeah, dare to say it, addictive quality. It's constantly keeps you pushing the button for the next level. As I said, every 30 seconds you keep clicking it, then you run out of resources. You then have a little bit built-in mechanic where you can get extra resources by watching ads, which also is limited, as I had to find out, because by watching a video on YouTube, I was like, plop, ad, another ad, and eventually it was like, okay, you're run out of ads for today, more ads tomorrow. So not even this way to get more resources in a free to play manner is unlimited. You literally can either not play it as much as you want, because eventually you run out of the basic resource of energy to do stuff, or you read, or every challenge you can only do so many times, like the arena or the battlefield, where you can only do 5 per day unless you get a VIP status and you get extra rounds per day. But there's nothing there. It's completely empty. It looks pretty. I mean, the art style is a matter of taste. It's not my taste. It's too chibi and whatnot, but it's pretty in what it does. It looks very high polished, which it probably is. It has a pretty surface. It is a little bit widespread, but it is like it's a puddle. It's a very large puddle without any depth to it. All the different segments of the game are all this plus this intelligence and solving puzzles. Yeah, after now 3 days, probably having unlocked any area you can go to, I will gladly uninstall the game again and go back to endless hours of Picross, because as little as happens in a Picross app, at least you as a player get to do something. So, what is the point of this video? It was mostly just me sharing my experience, because I just made it, and I'm probably not telling anybody anything new. I would rather recommend, if you have 2 hours to waste, instead of trying out this game, go and watch the episode of Trash Taste when they talk about it. Link down in the description below. And I just want to say, at this point, I am 100% with Connor. I enjoy a little bit of grind in a game. I have no problem to spend literal hours. I mean, I believe one of my most played games on Steam is Space Pirates and Zombies, and that's the case because on my first playthrough, I accidentally put it on insane difficulty, and I forgot, even though you can change it mid-gameplay, I believe, I forgot that I did that, and I kept playing it, and I kept grinding, and I beat the fucking game on insane difficulty, which is like you go into one battle, all your resources are used up, you need to go back and grind and collect resources, and I did this. In my defense, it was during college when I had too much time, but still, I did it. I have all achievements in Defense Grid, which is also a grind. I do enjoy a good grind, but in order to do that, I need some gameplay. I need some interaction, and I don't want to run into paywalls at every corner. And after only 3 days, I can already feel how the game is slowing down. In the beginning, you can just rush out. You get you take a step, you get showered with additional resources, which allows you to continue playing. But I already can feel the slowdown. The gameplay loop is so tiny. There is nothing. I highly doubt there's anything new to discover. I mean, if you are a true fan of Hero Wars, please tell your experiences in the description down below, especially if you're a free-to-play player, free-to-play player, free player, whatever you call it. Because that's also a thing. If you have any tendency, I haven't paid a single cent on this game, and I won't. It's a thing where I probably have to thank my parents, or it's my prerequisition. I don't know. Not prerequisition, the other pre thing, predisposition. That one. That I am thankfully completely immune to gambling. Like I can completely pull the handbrake on it. I can completely stop. I have been to a casino before, but I have no desire to spend more than I already have, if I spend anything. And yeah, I can pick up even this kind of game, which really tempts you hard to come on, special sale. But no, it's a scam. It's a beautiful looking, engaging dopamine showering scam, and I highly doubt that any other games of this genre, any of those gacha games, I said, any of them are better. I'm willing to give another one a try if you know any gacha games that are pretty to look at and truly interesting in a free-to-play experience. But yeah, anybody who has any inkling of a tendency to give in to those kind of sensations and to be like, oh, I only pay this one time. Those games are things. Those are those games designed to create whales, like the people who literally spend thousands of dollars on this kind of bullshit. Yeah, but this was enough talking from me about it. As I said, just wanted to share my experience. Check out the episode of Trash Taste. And if you have made any experiences with this game specifically, Hero Wars or any other gacha games, good or negative, feel free to share them. Let me know if I missed something or misinterpreted something. But yeah, for me, this was probably my excursus into that direction. I don't see myself returning to that again, and this is very frustrating because I would like to have some nice mobile games, but most of them sooner or later run into this, and I would be gladly willing to actually pay money to buy a mobile game properly, like buying a game, like I would buy it on a PC or a console, if I then can actually play it, if it's designed to be enjoyed in a constant way and doesn't become frustratingly slow and grindy after a super hypey start. I would be interested in that if you have any of those to point them out to me. Any games that are either enjoyable, free to play, or that you pay one time, or at least have a limited amount of what you can pay. Because Denim Ninja is actually playing a cafe game, which also has in-app purchases, but they are limited, and you cannot sink thousands of dollars in it. It's just like you pay until you have all the special features, and then you get to keep them. That kind of stuff would also be okay for me, depending on how much you pay for it and how good the rest of the game is. But yeah, this was my take on Hero Wars, and let's see. Hopefully, the next topic will be something more pleasant than this piece of shit. Bye.